here is the 2025 Yamaha R1. So I purchased apparently this year. So I've been riding it for probably like half of a year, 6 months. So I got a bike back in May. So now I haven't been, riding that much. It's only like close to 4Ks. So far so good. It's been alright. So mainly, right, I've been using this bike riding for, just casually. I don't use it for travel or, to travel to work, to commute. I don't use that. So I just basically, so this is like a leisure bike that I use after work or over the weekends when that's on a good day, good weather, not too cold, and sunny day. I'll just ride out just for fun, just for a couple of hours a week. So if you are purchasing based on that reason, I think you've got a good bike to consider. It's probably not the best bike, to ride on. So this is not the very first bike that I've owned in the nation. So I've got a Yamaha R3 to start with. I knew how to ride, but then just wanted to, because I haven't been riding for years. I only rode it on and off. So I like a entry-level bike to start with, a Yamaha R3. Then probably when I got familiar with the bike, and then I picked up the skills that I had, then I got bored of it. So I decided to look for other options, a bit faster bikes, a bit more powerful bikes. Right, maybe we can talk about why I got an R1. I have to say, the looks of it. I really like the looks of it. Straight to the point, elegant, very aerodynamic. And then also the blue as well. It's my favorite color. I just really like the design of it. And then the quality of Yamaha bikes as well. As I mentioned before, I've got a Yamaha bike. You just never break. You never really have any issues with it, like all those Japanese bikes. Like in most cases, I guess. But the main reason that I bought a bike was because the looks of it. I'm on, a little bike. So I've got an R3, right? So when I was deciding to choose my second bike, like my next bike, I was thinking, should I go with a 600, 700, or just go straight to a little bike? Right? Because before then, I've never ridden any larger CC's bike, apart from 300, 400 Ninja. Yeah, R3 I've ridden on back then, but I never rode on a little bike. So what I did was I rent a little bike. So the bike that I rent was like I think it was like 22 Kawasaki ZX10. So the ZX10R was the bike that I rent, and then I test rode a bit. I rode it for a couple of hours, and then I found the bike very, very easy to ride on. It's not as scary as I thought. and also on a highway or on, you know, some other route. If you put the throttle in right, if you don't put it too aggressive way, it's actually controllable. It's not insanely mental. So I test rode a little bit. I then decided to go for a little bike because I felt like to ride on where I live here, and then where I can access to. I think if I own a little bike, that, you know, that's I think that's the one of the top thing that you can do, so you don't think back. So to prevent that regret, if you get what I mean. So if I got, you know, like a 600, 700, you know, would I be thinking, oh, I should have just got a little bike instead, because I'm not too satisfied with the powertrain, that kind of thing. So just to prevent that from happening, and because I know myself, I decided to go for a little bike. And then I'm thankful that I did that. Because just after riding a little bike ride, it's, I wouldn't say it's hard to go back, but you will feel the gap. But you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not a professional rider. I just ride casually. I don't even do track yet. I don't know the skills, you know, the lean, that kind of thing. I'm just a, you know, I'll say a casual rider who knows how to at least, you know, mount onto a bike and then to start the engine, ride for a while. That's it. I mean, no matter what bike that you own, right, or have or ride on, long as that you have self-control, you control your right hand, your throttle. If you wanted to be safe, you can be safe. If you wanted to be risky, you can be risky riding a bike. So it really depends. So some people say that, right, you know, riding a little bike is an overkill. You don't need that much power on the road, and you can't really use 100% of the, even like 50% of the full potential of the bike on the road, on the legal road. And I'll say yes, I agree, because most of the time, you know, speed limit in Australia maximum is probably like, I don't know, 110, 120. And then for this machine, for gear 1, that will go over 100 already, easy. So it's an overkill, yes. But, you know, you've got the power. When you ride it with the bike, right, you've got the power. That's the point. You don't have to use it, but you've got it. Now, the point to argue that, right, is you don't have to be a track rider or professional rider to own this beautiful machine, right? Still, you can enjoy every aspect of it. You can still ride it fun. You can still enjoy it. You don't have to, you know, really exhaust it and then to to ride it extremely, so that you can actually extract all the values from it. You don't have to. I guess people value things differently. Like to myself, it's one of the happiest things that you can have what you like, you know, like this bike. So compared to other bikes, right, other little bikes, similar price range, there are many good other options, many options that you can choose from. I would say like better options if you are, if you are like a beginner to a little bike. For example, the BMW S1000RR. I've never ridden on that bike yet, but every dealership that I went to, I have probably went to, I don't know, like 4 or 5 dealerships, not only in here but also in other places as well, other countries as well. Once they heard I was I've got some experience riding, right, but I'm new to a little bike, they instantly suggested me to try on the BMW. And then also I look at all the YouTube reviews as well, videos. They all agree that it's a good bike to ride on, easy bike to ride on. But at the end of the day, despite that suggestions, you're the one who spends the money. You can decide what you wanted to do, and it's your money. So just to think back that, would you regret if you choose that option? If you won't, then go for it. But because I knew, compared to the looks, this is very subjective, right? But compared to the looks, I really prefer this bike, R1, compared to the BMW. I'm sure BMW offers better drivability, technology, and also it's easier to ride on compared to this one. It's got cruise control, that kind of thing as well. But I think it just can't defeat the looks of it. This looks better. Fun. So I guess there's no perfect product, right? Whatever that suits you the best, that will be the best option for you. So there's pros and cons of having this bike, and then also there are like good things and bad things as well about this bike. Just going to be honest, I'm not like a professional reviewers or critic, but I'm just going to share my experience having this bike, and whether I personally would recommend this to someone who is looking for getting this bike. In the next video, perhaps. I'm just going to see how it goes with my very first videos with my voice recorded. I don't know how it's going to be look like, but yeah, see how it goes.